Hi everyone, welcome back to Java 1 for All. In this video we are going to talk about prepared statement. So basically the statement is not optimized. Every time you create a query and you are sending like this just the SQL to the database, the database will have to check if you have the correct keywords, it's going to check if you have the correct column names, if you passed all the column names, check if the database exists, and check if the syntax is correct. And there is a way for us to pre-compile the SQL and have like a better performance. And another thing is that the code we have today is pretty dangerous because we are open to what we call SQL injection. So let's see what is SQL injection. Let's, for example, go to the find by name. So this class is getting pretty ugly. Ctrl C, Ctrl V. So I will call find by name prepared statement, and I'm going to do some changes. Now I'm going to remove the like, and I'm leaving only the parameter, the name itself. So this is going to be replaced by the name. Let's see how this works. Let's go to the producer service. This one, Control D, Control V, Control V. Then go to the connection factory, and you can copy these two. Remove the comments, and here find by name prepared statement. Okay, let's check what we have in the database. Right click over producer, select rows. Okay, so let's say that we are searching for Madhouse. If we search for Mad, Ctrl Shift F10, it's not going to return because we removed the like. Then we would need to search exactly by Madhouse, and then we would get our result back. But this allows people to, the way we are doing the statement, to pass the SQL. So for example, imagine that this Madhouse is coming from a web interface. Someone is inputting data directly through a text input, and they do something like this, or x equals x. So what happens if I execute this now? Ctrl Shift F10. If you take a look, we have the entire table available for us. So this is called SQL injection. It's when someone, like a third party, sends like a SQL instruction, and because you are not handling everything as it should in your backend, they are able to get all the data, or even drop tables or drop databases through something that they should never be able to do it. And one of the things that the prepare statement is going to do for us is exactly this. It's going to avoid the use of the single quotes. So nobody will be able to actually pass the single quotes anymore. Now, how can we use it? First, we have to change it. We are not going to use the formatted anymore because the prepare statement works like this. You first use a wildcard, and then later you have to tell what would be the value for this wildcard. Now, about the changes. The connection keeps the same, but the prepare statement, the connection now is going to be create, actually it's called prepare statement. And you see here that it's asking for the SQL. And this is going to return a prepare statement. But then, let's rename this to PS. We have a problem here because to replace and precompile this, we have to set the values. PS.set, and what's that we are trying to pass? String. So set string, and we say, hey, for the index, and it always starts with 1. We could have like and something, and for example, and ID equals, so we would have index 1 and 2. So for the parameter, the first parameter, we are going to pass name. But then we have a problem because we cannot do this inside the try with resources. And we need the result set to be like this. So you have to execute the query with empty arguments, basically passing, just calling the execute query. And that would return the data for you. But then you would need to do something like this. You would need to get this. And technically that would work, but you have a problem here because you have to close. How do you close? You could work with a finally, and then you would need to remove this and set outside the try, or you could create another try with resources here, but then having nested try with resources is not very pretty. So the best option, I think, in this case, when you have to work with prepared statement, is to actually create a method that will create the prepared statement for you. So you can create here private static, and this is going to return a prepared statement. Create prepare statement, and we are going to ask for the connection. We are going to ask for the SQL, and we are going to ask for the name. So we could create a prepare statement for each one of the methods. So this SQL could go inside here. Well, but let's keep this way for now. But we could definitely change that. And now we do the same. So connection, and then create, not create, but prepare statement, passing the SQL. This is going to throw exception if you do not handle. So just throws to method signature. And then you have your prepare statement, and you do exactly what we did here. So Control X, and then result, not result, return the result that is the prepare statement with the value correctly set in the SQL. Now you copy this, and here instead of calling com.create prepare statement, you are going to call create prepare statement, and you're going to pass the connection, the SQL, and the name. And now this result set query can come back all the way here. Cool, let's check it out. Shift F10. We are still with our SQL injection there. As you can see, we don't have any returns anymore. If we search for the madhouse, Shift F10, you get the result. And if you search for mad, it's not going to return anything because we don't have the like there. So if you want to have this like it was before, you can check this here. You can add the percentage here. Like this. So Shift F10. And we have now madhouse. I'm not sure if we string format it would work like what we did here. So let's try it out. Let's say that we have here string.format, and then we remove this and we add this one, and here comma name. Never tried. Let's see. Shift F10. Yeah, it worked. So as you can see, basically we did the same thing, but now we have a better performance, and we have some kind of protection against SQL injection. So I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye bye.